Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you just how easy it is to create any type of header layout that you want on your website using the Kadence header builder. By the end of this video, you are going to be able to create your own beautiful header layouts, just like I've done on my clients' websites and on my starter templates. Before we dive in, I want to explain what a website header is. So a website header is that top section that you'll see on your website. Generally, it includes your logo and a primary navigation menu. Sometimes you might also see a login button, a call to action, contact information, and if you do have an e-commerce website, you might also see the little cart icon that directs you to your cart and to checkout. Because Kadence is so amazing, it's going to be easy for you to get sidetracked, simply because creating a header using the Kadence header builder is so easy and you don't have to know any code. So sometimes when something is super easy, you can go down a rabbit hole and you can get so lost in creating a header and it takes up more time that you actually want it to take and you don't actually get what you need. So before you begin, what I highly recommend is you set goals for your header. So you ask yourself, what exactly do I need on my header to get the results that I want for my website? Some things that you might want your header to do is quickly and easily get people to contact you, log into their dashboard or their e-commerce account, or to sign up for your mailing list. So be sure to set your goals before you dive into creating the most amazing header for your website. So the Kadence header builder is a built-in functionality that comes standard with your Kadence theme, and it allows you to easily customize the header section of your website. Through the header builder, you have full control of the elements or exactly what goes into the header builder and the layout of your website. Built-in functionality of Kadence makes it super easy for you to create beautiful header layouts without any coding. Okay, so now I'm going to dive in, show you my screen and show you where you can find the Kadence header builder and exactly how you can use it to create those dynamic header layouts on your website. Okay, so here I have a fresh, clean installation of the Kadence theme. If you're not sure how to install the Kadence theme, then I highly recommend checking out my last video, which shows you why I love Kadence so much and how to install that theme. So to get to the header builder, you're going to come to Appearance, and then you are going to click on the second option here, which is your Customize option. Okay, that's going to then bring up the customizer, and to open up the header builder, you are going to click on this second option, which says header. That you'll then notice the header builder at the bottom. And another way for you to bring up the header builder is to hover over the header section at the top here, and then to click on any pencil tool icon that you see. You can hide the header builder by clicking on this hide button in the bottom right. And to bring it back, you simply click on the header builder here. Okay, so now that you know where to find your Kadence header builder, let's look at how it works. So the Kadence header builder is built out of 3 different rows. So you've got your top row, your main row, and your bottom row. And in each row, you have 3 columns. So you can see those 1, 2, 3, and 3 in this row and 3 in the bottom row. Then in each row, you can add elements. And at the moment, with the free version of Kadence, you have the logo element, you've got your primary navigation element, and then you've got your secondary navigation, your search, your button, your social, and your HTML elements. Now, if you want more elements, you can upgrade to the Pro version, and this gives you a couple more options to add to your header. We're going to be looking at each of these elements later on in this video, but first I want to touch on a really great functionality of the header builder, and that's the desktop, tablet, and mobile responsiveness. So you'll notice on the header builder, you've got a desktop tab and a tablet or mobile tab, and that means you can create different layout depending on devices. So you've got a layout for your desktop and a layout for your tablet. So you can click on the tablet here and you'll notice that changes, and you'll notice that your tablet has different elements and you can move things around depending on the device. So you'll first want to create your desktop header, and then you will go ahead and you'll create your tablet or your mobile header. Remember, your tablet or your mobile header is just a condensed version of your desktop header. To keep this video as practical as possible, I'm going to be recreating the header that I have on my Bare Essentials starter template. So you can go to my shop to check out the Bare Essentials starter template. It is up for sale at the moment. Okay, so as we can see in this header, it's made up of a logo at the top here, a primary navigation, a free shipping for all orders over 500 Rand. We've got a search functionality and a cart. So the first thing we need to do is obviously install Woocommerce to get this little cart function. So I'm going to go ahead and install Woocommerce and then head over to my header builder and start building the header. In addition to installing Woocommerce, I've also gone to Appearance and Menus and created a primary menu, added some custom links, added some pages, etc. If you're not sure how to add menus, then be sure to check out my other video that I've done, which shows you how to create and assign menus in WordPress. Okay, so I am back in the customizer, and the first thing that I want to do is to add a logo to my header. So I can either come to header here, or I can come up here and I can click on this little pencil tool. That's then going to bring up the header builder, and I can start looking at customizing the logo. So the first thing we want to note is that our logo on our Bare Essentials template is in the middle. So we're going to move this logo. So to move something, you simply hover over it, click on it, and then drag it to where you want it to go. Okay, so I have positioned the logo in the right place. Now it's time to change the settings and the design. So to do so, you're going to simply click on this cog icon. When you click on the cog icon, you'll notice on the left-hand side that the customizer changes, and that changes specific to which element you are using. So I'm going to select a logo and upload it to my media library. So I'm going to click select logo, and then I'm going to drag and drop in a PNG copy of a logo that I want to use on my website. And then I'm going to click select. Okay, so once I've clicked select, I'm going to skip cropping. If I crop the image, it's going to then crop off parts of my logo, so I don't want to crop the image. I'm going to click skip cropping, and you'll see that has now added my logo to the logo section. However, it still includes the word my blog. So we're going to come to our logo layout, and we're going to just choose the logo only version that then gets rid of the site title. If we want, we can include the logo, the title, and the tagline, and we can move around the layout by coming to this section below. So I'm going to keep it as this, and the next thing I want to show you is how awesome it is to change the sizing of your logo. It's as simple as dragging this little slider up and down. So generally I go for probably about 275. So you can either type that in or use the slider. And there we go. Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is placing our menu in the right place. So as we can see here already, we've got a primary navigation, and this comes standard when you install WordPress and install the Kadence theme. There's always the logo and a primary navigation. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is move that primary navigation to below the logo. So we click on it and we drag it and we put it into place. The next thing we want to do is to assign the right menu to this place. So we're going to click on the settings tool. You'll notice then that the left-hand side changes, and what we're going to do is select the menu. That's then going to open the menu locations. You're going to click on primary and click primary menu, and that's the menu that we just created. Okay, so now that we have assigned our primary navigation, we've put it in place, the next thing to do is to change the look and feel of that menu. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here, click on the pencil tool that then opens the header builder. This changes on the left hand side, and what we can do is we can come to the second tab, which is our design tab, and this is where we can change the padding above and below. So we want to create some space above and below our website. We can also change our navigation colors. So this is the main color. This is then your hover color, and this is your active color. So it's quite nice when you hover over each of these sections, it gives you a little hint as to what those colors are for. You can also come down here and change your navigation font. So you'll click on this section. You can change the font, so choosing from a whole range of Google fonts. You can change the style, so that's the font weight, and you can change the sizing. So I'm going to make it uppercase. I'm going to give it a little bit of spacing in between the letters, something a bit like that, and then bring down the font size to something like about 16 or 14 pixels. There we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe give it a bit more spacing here. Okay. So the next thing we want to do to get it looking like the Bare Essentials template is to add in this free shipping at the top. So I'm just going to copy this content, and I'm going to come back to my customizer, and now I'm going to add a new element to the top row. So I'm going to click on this plus icon, and then I'm going to choose our HTML here. And then I'm going to click on the settings. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in the text that I just copied. You'll see that changes. And the next thing I want to do is to change the background of the top row. So what I'm going to do is come here, go to top row, click on settings. And this is where I can change our top row background to a color or even to an image. So for this, I'm going to just choose a very light color. There we go. The other thing that you might want to do is just create some spacing. So we can do that by coming here and changing the minimum height, and then coming to our design, and you might want to change the design of the text. So making it a bit smaller. So we'll come to design and then bring down that font sizing, and again, giving it some spacing. Okay, so that's how we've done the top section. The next section we're going to look at is adding a search functionality and a cart. So search to the left and a cart to the right. So we're going to come here again, middle row or main row. We're going to click on the plus icon, and what we want is a search. And then coming here to the right, clicking on the button and clicking on cart. And there we go. Now we can come to our search, clicking on the settings. We can change the icon size if we want to make it bigger or smaller. We can change our search colors, our padding. And in addition to that, when you now click on the search button, it kind of pops up and there is a background color that you can change. And if you go to the general, you can put in a search label like that. Now, if you want, you can set the visibility of whether it shows up on a mobile device or not. In addition to that, you can also set the functionality so that it only searches for products. If you uncheck this, then it searches the whole website. Now let's look at the cart. If we click on the settings, we can change the cart icon. We can also give it a label if we want. And then we can change the cart click action. So at the moment, it's just set to a link and goes directly to the cart. Otherwise, you've got a pop-out cart option or a drop-down cart option. So if you click on that, you can see that went like that. And the pop-out cart goes a bit like that. And again, you can come to the design here, and this is where you can change the cart colors, the cart background, the cart totals, and the font of the cart label. Now our header is starting to look a lot like our Bare Essentials template, but the next thing we need to do is just work on the mobile responsiveness of our header. So we're going to come to our tablet/mobile tab here that then changes the layout. We can then see our logo, and if we want, we can click on this logo and we can actually change the logo and choose a different one for mobile. So we'll just toggle that and then select the image that we want, but actually we're going to keep it the same. The other thing we might want to do is just look at this device and make the logo a bit smaller. So you'll see these little icons here, desktop, tablet, and mobile, and that means you can change the size depending on the device. So I'm going to make this quite a bit smaller. And then we can start looking at the menu here. So if we click on that, you can see it's off canvas here, and this is that section there, and you can see the mobile navigation. So what we can do is we can change the design, so the layout of it is a full width. So if we click on that, it goes and covers the whole screen. We can do side panel, which only covers part of the screen, and we can do the slide out or slide left and the vertical alignment of the content. Then we can go to the design, and that's the pop out background. So we can change that to grid or something else, whatever goes with your branding, and we can change the close icon sizing. It's always good to keep that pretty big on a mobile device so people can actually close your menu. In addition to that, you can add additional elements to your mobile header. So if you click on this button, you can add in a search toggle, and whether you add it there or you take it and you add it in your off canvas. So if I click on this, you'll now see it at the bottom there, and editing any of your elements is just like editing them on your desktop version. Okay, so before I finish up, I just want to go through the other elements that I have not included on my header. So if we click on the plus icon, we can see we've got a secondary navigation. So that's much like your primary navigation, same kind of styling, etc. We do have a button, which I absolutely love, because if you go to the settings, you've got your button visibility, which you can show to everyone. You can show to logged out visitors or to logged in visitors. And I've used that on several different client websites whereby they have a membership or they have an e-commerce store. So if someone is logged in, they can see a certain button, and if they are logged out, they see a certain button as well. You can change the label of your button here, the URL, and then the design. Much like any of the other elements, you've got your design tab, so you can change the sizing, the colors, the fonts, etc. Then the last element is your social media. So if you click on social, click on your settings, you can see your social media buttons there. You can add social items. So you've got all these different social icons that you can add. If you click on the drop down box by your social icon, you can add in an SVG, you can change it to an image, and or you can select a different icon. You can also add in the Facebook label. And again, you've got your design tab here where you can change what it looks like. Then you can set your social links by coming to the bottom here, clicking set social links, and popping in the full URL to your social media. Another really awesome functionality of the Kadence Builder is the fact that you can create transparent headers and sticky headers really quickly. So let me first show you. If you are in your customizer and you click on header, you'll see right at the bottom, you'll see transparent header. So we can click on transparent header, and we can then enable a transparent header. You'll see on the right hand side, the blue section then kind of moves up underneath our header and our menu, which is really great because if we want to have an image, we can do so. You can also disable this on certain pages. You'll see that goes away. We can disable it on posts. We can disable it on products or on search and archives as well. And we can enable it or disable it for mobile devices or desktop devices, etc. as we like. If we want as well, we can toggle this button here, which allows us to add in a different logo for a transparent header. So sometimes you might have a very faint logo, and if you put that on top of an image, then it doesn't show up, or vice versa. So you might want to add in a different logo for a transparent header. The other thing that you can do is you can create sticky headers. So again, coming to the header section. So if you're getting lost and you can't find that, you'll just simply come to your customizer and click on header. Then you click on sticky header. and you can enable a sticky header depending on which row. So what we can do is we can have a sticky header just for the main row. So I'll click on that. And then what I'll do is I'll scroll down and you'll see that kind of sticks to the top. So that's only the main row is sticking to the top. We've got the top row and the main row. So we go that and we can see it's sticking. We can do the whole header. So the whole header is then going to stick. We can also do only the top row and only the bottom row. And then there's a couple of other options to enable the main row to shrink, to use a different logo for the shrunk header, and to enable reveal sticky on scroll up. So let's click that and see what happens. So we're going to scroll down and then scroll up. You can kind of see it comes back like that. Okay, you can also enable or disable the sticky row for mobile devices. Remember, once you are finished with any changes and you're happy and you want them to go live, remember to click publish. That's then going to go live on the front end of your website. Okay, so that is how easy it is to create the absolute header that you want on your website using the Kadence header builder. Again, if you have any questions or any thoughts on the Kadence header builder, then be sure to pop them in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos to help you create amazing WordPress websites. Until next time, I will see you then.